Well, summer is here, and so are visitors who are enjoying all of the Central Coast has to offer. But some residents in Paso Robles are upset about short-term renters making too much noise in residential areas. KSBY News reporter Delaney White joins us now live from the area where they are receiving those complaints. Delaney?
Well, this house behind me doesn't really look any different than any other houses in this neighborhood, but it's actually an Airbnb vacation rental, meaning the permanent residents in this neighborhood could have new neighbors as often as every week. The city of Paso Robles has received many complaints about short-term rentals creating noise in residential areas, especially at rentals that have pools, and some residents are now surrounded by Airbnbs.
So up for discussion with this review of the short-term rental ordinance was whether there should be some type of a regulation on pools or not.
Earlier this month, the Planning Commission asked the Paso Robles City Council to consider some type of regulation.
As a result of the council's review of the ordinance and moving it forward, they did not have a specific change to that.
Resident and Airbnb owner Nixon Hazard says he and his family aren't bothered by noise from Airbnb residents, and the only time they notice noise is when guests are speaking loudly while walking back to their Airbnb at night after visiting a festival or bar in downtown Paso Robles.
They're talking, they're having a good time, and they're going back to wherever they're staying, which in this area would be an Airbnb because there's no hotels out in this area.
Hazard runs an Airbnb out of a portion of his home and is a neighbor to multiple Airbnb operations on his street. The city of Paso Robles caps the number of unoccupied short-term rentals at 325. They do not put a limit on the number of rentals where the owner is renting out a portion of their home while living under the same roof.
Being a homeowner who's affected by vacation rentals in my neighborhood, and then also having worked in the vacation rental industry and now currently have a vacation rental, I feel a bit conflicted about it.
He knows Airbnbs benefit the city financially by driving tourism, but it takes away from the close-knit community he once knew on this street.
I used to play down here. I have a lot of friends who, had houses right down here. And now with young kids, there's not as many families.
As for the noise ordinance, Nash encourages residents to call the already established hotline for short-term rental noise complaints.
There's a complaint hotline set up with the short-term rentals in the city of Paso Robles. So working through that already established process is the best way to work with complaints.
And that hotline is available to residents 24/7, and the city encourages them to call back if the issue has not been resolved within 30 minutes. Reporting live in Paso Robles, Delaney White, KSBY News.
All right, Delaney, thank you. And of the 325 permits available for short-term rentals in which the owner does not reside in that rental, all of them are taken. And there are about 75 people currently on the waiting list.